Hello everyone, it's Pete and Grada here from the Purple House at Forth.
How are you? Good to see you again after a whole week. Hope you've had a really great week. Peter certainly had some fun times. He's going to tell you what he's been up to.
I've been busy in the garden preparing my veggie patch, and the subject tonight was triggered by what I observed out in the garden, or what I saw out in the garden. In one corner of our garden we've had perennial asparagus growing for years, and it started poking its head up through the soil again, and it reminded me of a client who came to us a few years ago with renal colic, extremely painful.
Well, what is renal colic anyway, Peter?
It's caused with calcified stones forming in the kidneys and then passing down the ureter to the bladder, and the stones are usually a lot bigger than the little tube they're travelling down, so it causes extreme pain, excruciating pain. Supposedly, I can't verify this personally, but supposedly it's worse than childbirth.
This is when you have
and
kidney stones.
Some women that have had it have actually said that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, the asparagus is part of a
really good recipe.
A recipe to get rid of kidney stones quickly.
Without laser treatment or surgery. So shall I tell them or you can?
Well, yeah, if you eat asparagus, you'll smell it in your urine about half an hour afterwards.
Or sometimes 5 minutes.
Yeah, it gives a very peculiar smell in your urine.
Because it stimulates your kidneys. So, people, and I'll put the recipe in the link below. If you suffer from kidney stones or you know of anyone who suffers from it, this is a recipe that pretty much works all the time. And you won't believe your ears. So, you have to have 6 cans of Coke and make sure...
Not what I usually tell people to have.
6 cans of Coke, not Diet Coke though, because diet sugar rots your brain, so don't get the Diet Coke, just normal standard Coke, 6 cans. And the person has to drink that within an hour, followed by 2 cans of asparagus, so not fresh asparagus. I think they have to be cooked or from a can. And so what happens is the Coke literally dissolves the kidney stones, because Coke dissolves anything, and even, you can use it to wash your truck and all the rest, and remove rust, and it dissolves your teeth.
Use it instead of silver for your silverware.
So, and so 6 cans of Coke, drink that in 1 hour, so people do really struggle with that. That dissolves the kidney stones, and then you eat 2 cans of asparagus all within 2 hours, and the asparagus stimulates the kidneys then to release the stones, and you're as good as gold, and it works every time. So Pete, this client
apparently 15% of men and 8% of women will have kidney stones in their lifetime. That's statistics.
Yeah, and so
50% of those people will have a recurrent kidney stone.
Yes.
So what people who have them need to do is to prevent them after they've had them again, which is why we are here really to tell you how to prevent them in the first place. But also, the chap that came to me, he hasn't had them since, so he's not among that 50%.
And he's very happy that he's not going to be tortured anymore.
The first thing is calcium is the only thing that calcifies, makes calcium stones. So we have to get that calcium out of our system into the bones where it belongs. 99% of the calcium in our body belongs in the bones. 1% is free floating, and that is used to contract muscles when we contract a muscle. But we need magnesium to go into the cell to be transferred with that calcium to relax the muscles. And what keeps that amount of calcium floating around our bodies is our little combination of our pituitary gland and magnesium. And our pituitary gland, that controls the amount of free-floating calcium.
I thought it was the parathyroid.
Parathyroid gland. What did I say?
Pituitary.
Parathyroid
Peter
gland.
means the parathyroid stay here.
Parathyroid, sorry. And then we need to increase our magnesium because magnesium will push calcium into our bones as well.
Magnesium is like the glue that glues the calcium together in your bones and gives you strong bones.
If you ever suffer with cramps or muscle spasms or tense muscles, you lack magnesium. And there's not much in the food we eat, particularly if it's grown with superphosphate, there's none. So it's often a good thing to supplement with. And
we recommend only this kind of magnesium. Essential
to supplement with if you've had kidney stones.
Absolutely, and it also relaxes all your, not only does it dissolve the calcium as well, but it relaxes everything, like all your blood vessels and everything.
All the muscles, blood vessels.
And it's really good for your heart.
And the little parathyroid gland, that needs a trace of boron or boron. All you need is a little couple of finger licks a day and it'll prevent osteoporosis and
you get moving out again. Yeah.
And osteoarthritis as well. So if you want to keep good healthy bones and joints, have magnesium and
a lick of boron.
A couple of licks a day.
Yeah, and drink water. So like kidneys. Kidneys, of course, they filter 1,600 liters of blood per day, which is absolutely amazing. So your kidneys are going to last a lot longer when they're filtering like red wine rather than tomato sauce. Imagine if your kidneys are filtering tomato sauce because you're so dehydrated that your blood gets all sticky. So water, and now that it's getting warmer, it's even more important. So we always recommend 1 liter for every 30 kilos of body weight, and you put 1/4 teaspoon per liter of water of Himalayan salt. And Himalayan salt is amazing. I'll just show you. It looks like that. See? Pink salt. Because Himalayan salt also pushes all your minerals in the right places.
Well, it's got 84 different minerals and trace minerals in it as well.
So it's very supportive. So plenty of water, and then
but water is essential because it'll dilute. You'll be filtering dilute blood, so there won't be a lot of calcium crystals floating around to calcify.
Right. And if you think, imagine, and it's true, like your kidneys do filter 1,600 liters of blood per day, and imagine if you have stones in your kidneys, how excruciating that is and how bad the filtering process is. But your body is always renewing itself. So even if you have kidney stones now, your body creates new kidneys all the time. And your blood is also new every 3 months. So like if you do the right thing, you're going to have a new body within, a year or less. And if you give your body what it needs, you never need to suffer again from your old problems. There's absolutely no reason. So, and then beet flow, which I showed you.
Kidney and heart disease, though, actually pretty well the same thing. Caused by blood being too thick. So the heart has to pump a lot harder and the kidneys have to filter a lot.
So 1 in 4 deaths, I think last year or 2 years ago in Australia was 1 in 4 deaths was to do with heart disease. And heart disease is always preceded by kidney issues.
High blood pressure is heart disease. It's cardiovascular disease, and
it's actually
that's
comes from your kidneys.
Caused by the kidneys having to work too hard over an extended period of time. And why do they have to work so hard? Is because they're filtering tomato sauce instead of red wine.
That's right. And also probably people eat too much calcium, and especially as we get older, we definitely don't need to supplement with calcium. It's only like little kids who haven't grown their adult teeth yet. They're the only people that sometimes need a little bit of extra calcium to ground them, but most of us need to supplement with magnesium, not calcium.
And calcium will actually push you into the stress mode of an automatic nervous system too.
Calcium
Magnesium relaxes us.
Yeah, calcium accelerates your aging process, and it creates hardness in your brain, Alzheimer, spurs on your spine, hardening of your arteries. So
if you think of what calcifies our body, that gives you the clue, calcium.
Yeah. So we also just quickly want to mention beet flow again. So beet flow is very important as well when you for your kidneys. Do you want to tell us why, Peter?
That'll help dilate any little artery, blood vessel, tubule in the body, and it helps the body get rid of its waste via the liver, so the kidneys aren't overworked. Yeah. We had an elderly lady come to us with kidney disease, was on the verge of needing to go on dialysis, and we suggested she take beet flow, and it prevented her having to go on dialysis. Yeah. So that's quite amazing.
Mm-hmm. So
the kidneys, you don't have to just keep on going downhill.
No, that's true. Yeah. So the recipe is like super interesting. I think it originated from a chiropractor decades ago. Peter and I have already been recommending it for ever since we found it out through a workshop. I can't even remember when we first heard it, but it does work and it's really, really good. So, also eat asparagus regularly, like make some nice soup or something and put some asparagus in to support your kidneys. And celery and parsley are really, really good for your kidneys as well. And of course, like what we said, fluids, keep your fluids up, but not...
the best kidney flush you can give yourself is have about 800 ml of water as soon as you get up in the morning.
Yeah, and a warning, of course, like sports drinks or whatever you call them. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Energy drinks are also so bad for your kidneys because they just have too much toxicity in them.
They're often caffeinated as well, and caffeine stimulates the kidneys to dehydrate you.
It really, really whips your body around, whips your kidneys up in your adrenals and all the rest. So do yourself a favor and don't have them, because we're seeing more and more young blokes in particular who just drop dead or they get strokes. And Peter and I secretly think, but you don't have to believe us, but we think it's to do with the many, many energy drinks that people now unwittingly take. And another thing, of course, I mentioned it earlier, anything to do with artificial sugar in it is also incredibly toxic.
It'll rot your brain.
That's right. And if it rots your brain, it will rot other parts of your body too. So scrutinize what enters your body. So as far as fluids are concerned, just have water or herbal teas. The majority that needs and nice soups. I love soup myself. And Peter knows that because I always cook.
Every weekend we have a big
pot of soup.
Big pot that lasts the week.
Can't help myself. And because when you think about it, soup's got water, vegetables, good fats and then minerals. So everything ticks all the boxes. And now I've forgotten what I was going to say. So that's it for tonight. Hope you like this.
So look after your pump and your filters.
Yeah, look after your heart, look after your kidneys. Don't wait till it's too late. Start now and your body will thank you for it, because your body will absolutely reverse the aging process when you give it what it needs. And so this was all triggered, this whole story about Pete finding asparagus in the garden. How amazing is that? And so
ended up in our soup.
Yeah. Okay. Have a really good week. I'll post all the recipes and stuff and the links in the comment box, and so you can check it out. And please share this with people who suffer from kidney disease, kidney stones, or other kidney and heart related trouble. Thanks for tuning in.
And blood pressures,
Yeah.
high blood pressure.
Hope you have a really good week.
Have a good week.
Sit outside in the sun.
Enjoy the sunshine.
And have some water. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.